not to go too crazy at home. So I thought I would share a video with you, and it's kind of a Pilates and Barre Fusion. I know some of you don't do barre, some of you don't do Pilates. This might be a nice opportunity to kind of introduce you to a little bit of each of the method's benefits. Anyway, so the playlist I'm going to be using is called Corona Crazy. It's on my playlist on my Spotify, so hopefully you've already connected to that. And we're going to get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit play. So come on down to the back edge of your mat, and I just want you to just take a couple rolls for your shoulders. Just lift your shoulders towards your ears, draw them down your back, just kind of open up, release any tension, and then take that in the opposite direction. Nice. All right, that should feel pretty good. Soften your shoulders down your back, take a deep breath in. I just want you to bring your chin towards your chest. Let the back of your head stretch for a little bit, back of your neck. And then draw your navel in nice and strongly and slowly start to roll yourself down to a little forward fold. Let your head go, let your neck go, and just give your head a little turn from side to side. Good, and then maybe a little nod, yes and no. And then bend your knees ever so slightly, tuck your chin towards your chest, and ever so slowly roll yourself back up, just stacking your vertebrae one over the other. And then sweep your arms up towards the ceiling, hang on to your right wrist, press into your right foot, and have a little side bend. Just kind of open things up, maybe gaze up at the ceiling a little bit. And then come on back up to center, switch to the other side, and lengthen over. Again, a little gaze under your arm. Come all the way back up. Press the palms away. Bring them back down by your side. We're going to roll it down one more time. So lift up really tall, draw your navel in, and then bring your chin towards your chest and slowly roll it through. Good. And as you come down this time, maybe hang on to your opposite elbow, sink a little bit deeper, and add a little sway from side to side. Just open up your body. Start to lengthen the back of the legs. Good. And then come back to center. Release your arms. Scoop your belly. Roll yourself all the way up. Nice. All right, so just take yourself into a wide profile stance. Your toes are out at about 45 degrees. And then as you bend down, let your knees reach out over your toes. Holding on to your thighs with your hands, just roll one shoulder towards the side. Bring your gaze over that opposite shoulder. And then come back to center, lifting the heart. We'll do that on the other side. Just to start to stretch out the upper back. I know we're spending an awful lot of time sitting probably on our devices, and it just tends to tighten up the back muscles. So press your palms up towards the ceiling, take a deep inhalation. And then round forward, little cat stretch forward. And then lift up, open the chest. Good, and do that a couple more times. Little scoop through, draw your navel to your spine. And then lift and open, drive your tailbone towards the floor. And then God, release your hands. We're gonna just take the hands down to the mat. So straighten out your legs. Hinge forward at the waistline and bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. And you might even just add a little sway from side to side with the hips. Good, and then come back to center. Press into the mat or the floor and lengthen your spine. Draw your navel in. Bring your hands up on your hips and just press into your feet and come all the way back up. All right, so we're going to get ready to start to move. Do your best. Take a break if you need to. But we want to get the heart rate up a little bit, and we'll start with some lifted work, and then we'll come down on our mat. So we're going to start out with a little bit of a lunge. You can take your hands onto your waist. You're going to bend into one knee and send your hips back. Come up towards the center, into the opposite side. So it's lift and lower. Lift. Now keep your chest up, and just send your weight back into your heels. So you can send your tush back, keeping a nice and long spine. You're doing great. All right, here we go. I should smile. I'm probably looking a little bit too serious. All right, we're going to add a little bit on to this in 4, and 3, 2, and 1. you're gonna lift, squeeze your heels together. So it's press and lift. Press. Now I want you to use your inner thighs to squeeze your foot towards the other standing foot. 2 more on this side. You're doing awesome. Here we go. Stay with this. That was actually 3. Come back to the center. Add a little teeny plie in the middle. Now, think about keeping your knees nice and wide and wrapping your thigh bones, a little bit of external rotation. It's just going to wake up those outer thighs and the back of your seat. 4 here. 3, 2, and 1. So let's bend and step. Bend. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Keep the chest lifted. All right, hopefully the heart rate's starting to lift up a little bit. Take 4 more on this side. 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to the center. Let's reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Now soften your shoulders. Draw your tail towards the floor. Check in with your knees and make sure that they're shooting out over your second toe. You don't want them rolling in and you don't want them to try to spread too far. So just keep this nice alignment with the ankles under the knees. We're going to just add a lift and a pull. Squeeze up. Now make a fist with your hands so your biceps and your triceps are engaged. And just add a little pull back. Keep your tail shooting straight for the floor. I almost lost my balance there. Here we go. Here, 4. 3 more. Squeeze 2. Squeeze 1. Hold it here. Little teeny dips. Pick up your left heel. Add a little pulse. You're doing great. And take that over in 4 to the other side. 2 more. And just add a little switch. Now you can take your hands behind your head. Take the elbows back nice and wide. And then we're just going to go alternating side to side. So just lifting the heels, adding a little bit of pulse. If this is too much with the heels, just leave the heels down. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Now both heels come down. Just take a little dip over and lift. Squeeze over, pull it up. So pull into your obliques, bring the waist in. Keep the crown lifting as you come through center and the tail dropping straight down to the floor. You're doing beautiful. 4 more, 3 more, last 2. So nice. Hands come down, heel toe it in, and then come up to the back edge of your mat. Roll the shoulders down, take a deep breath in, and then sweep up. Inhale, and then roll yourself all the way down. And just walk yourself out to a downward facing dog. Take a minute to just kind of walk out your dog, pressing your weight back towards your heels, and think about keeping a really nice long spine here. Roll your shoulders down your back, and then draw the creases of your elbows towards your thumbs. It's just going to help to protect your shoulders. Now, both heels are going to lift. Pull the belly in, bend your knees a little bit. Take your right leg, bring it up towards the ceiling. Now, keep the hips nice and square, and all we're going to do is add a little teeny pulse up here. So let your head be centered. Just keep your gaze down on the mat or back at your knee. And little tiny lifts with the leg. You're going to feel this along the back edge of your hamstring, your lower seat where your hamstring and your glute come together. You're doing an awesome job. Just stay with this. Keep pulling the belly in and do your best to kind of keep your weight back towards your heel so you're not too heavy in your hands. Let's take 8 more here. Last 4, 3, 2. Now hold it nice and long. Reach for the ball of your foot. Re-square your hip. Just take a little check and look underneath. Make sure you're square. Add a little circle. Tiny little circle. About the size of a tennis ball. Breathe. Stay nice and strong. Keep your fingers nice and wide. So you've got a firm stance on the mat. But try not to put too much weight in your wrists. Let's take it the opposite way. Nice job. Let's take 4 more here, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lift it nice and long, and then release your foot towards the floor. Soften the heel, Add a little swing of the hips side to side. Now if that's too much, come on down on your forearms. You're totally fine to be here. Otherwise, stay with me here, extend your other leg, pull your navel to your spine, square your hips, add a little pulse. So really super long with the leg, try not to hold too much tension in your toes. Keep that saved up for your core muscles. All right, we're almost there. We'll add a little circle here in a second. Breathe it out. You have 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then tiny little circles. No, you can come down anytime, right? So you can come down, take a break, or just come down on your forearm. Take that in the opposite direction just to finish up. Hopefully feel this energy working in the back side of the body. Just toning and sculpting, keeping nice long line lean muscles. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and then go ahead, bring your foot down and give a little rock out side to side. All right, come on down. Way to go. So do not hesitate to drink plenty of water as we move through here anytime you feel like you're getting a little dry. We're going to move down and do a little bit of core work. So come on down on your back. Our friends from Everybody Water have been supplying us with water this week as we do all our videos, so it's been amazing. So come on down on your back. I want the back of your ribs heavy on the mat and the back of your pelvis heavy on your mat. Knees are going to be right over your hip bones. Try not to pull them in too hard or too close to your body, and then press your palms down. We're going to start with a little single leg toe dip, It's down and lift and lower and lift. Now, do your best to let your thigh bone fall away from your body instead of letting your foot just drop, because that's not really going to help your core. And sometimes it's really nice to just put hands down here on your low belly to make sure it's not popping up, because we don't want to get you stuck in your back here. So by keeping the sacrum pulled down heavy on the mat, it's going to work your core muscles and it's going to protect your lower back. Now you have an option here to stay with your singles or move into a 2 count lower and lift. If your pelvis starts to rock a lot, then you're going to stay with a single or just come halfway down. You do not have to go all the way down to the floor. But for a small movement, this is really, it's a super movement to kind of connect in with these lower abdominal muscles. 2 more, and 1 more. All right, pull your knees in, give yourself a little squeeze, and then we're going to curl up into a C-curve position. Let the knees kind of float out over your hip bones. So we're going to move into the Pilates 100. So you can either stay right here, bring your legs up to 90 degrees, or if you're a little more seasoned, take your legs out to a 45-degree angle, or even a little bit lower. Arms are going to reach out, and we're just going to pump. So breathe in for 4, and breathe out for 4. Keep your eyes on your low belly so that you don't let it inflate. You know, it just kind of is a really good reminder to keep everything connected. Keep your legs really long, and then reach long through your fingertips. Feel your armpits reaching towards your hip bones. Cinch your waist in, cinch your ribs in. There's so much going on here. See if you can pull your shoulders off the mat just a teeny bit more. Remember, you can always modify your position, but just stay with your breath. Deep inhales and deep exhales. Take a few more breaths here. 1 more. All right, well done. Pull the knees in. Give a little rock and roll side to side. And then turn your head from side to side. All right, now, we're going to move into some roll-ups. So there's a couple different ways to do them. You can extend your legs, keep them nice and long. If you're newer to Pilates, then bend your knees a little bit. I'll take a modified version first. Arms are going to come up towards the ceiling. Bring your chin towards your chest. Grab on the back of your legs. Scoop your belly and just peel yourself up to lift. Now, you can stay right here or you can roll back down in the same manner. Roll back down like this or extend your legs. Reach your arms out in front, take a deep inhalation, and then roll yourself back down, one vertebra at a time. Arms are going to stay right at 90 degrees, chin to chest, scoop the belly, peel yourself up. Now, stay here if you're newer to Pilates, scoop forward if you've been doing this for a while, and hollow the belly. So you really pull the navel towards the spine and draw the bones down one vertebra at a time. Good, we'll do that a couple more times. The breathing is really important, but I want you most importantly just to remember to keep breathing. So generally the breath pattern is we inhale as we lift our chin to our chest, and we exhale as we start to roll forward again. All right, we have one more just like that. Roll it back. And then exhale, peel yourself up. So this time we're gonna just slide the arms out in front of us. And now squeeze your heels together. Hollow the navel. And just take your arms, add a little lift and lower, and lift, and lift. Squeeze your belly up and in, squeeze your waist in. 4, 3, 2 more. Good, release the arms, slowly roll it back down. One more time, chin to chest. Peel yourself up, reach forward. And then come back to center. Now we're going to take one more little arm circle. Keep the elbows nice and soft. Now roll it back. Again, squeeze your heels and hollow out your belly. We're just going to take the arms. It's going to be reach and reach. Now bring your gaze right over your shoulder as you twist. It's going to help you engage the obliques just a little bit more. So nice. Good, one more on either side. Come back to center, tuck it down just a little bit. Start to reach the arms up, take a deep breath in, and roll yourself all the way back down. Take your arms up overhead, take a nice long stretch. All right, so nice. You guys are doing a great job. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of bridging right now. So I want you to bend your knees. Bring your inner thighs together and let your feet come together. Take a deep breath in and just roll it back down one vertebra at a time. So when you settle down, you may not be able to reach your heels with your fingertips, which is totally fine. But I just want you to make sure as best possible that your knees and your ankles are lined up. Your palms are right down by your side. And we're just going to do a little rolling for the spine, a little articulation. So pull your tailbone off the mat and just start to lift your body up. Draw your inner thighs together. Press your palms down and open up the heads of your shoulders. Roll it right back down. Good, and we're going to go right back up. So now from here, extend one of your legs. Glue the knees together and do your best to keep your hips nice and square. You're thinking about drawing your ribs in, letting your ribs funnel towards your hip bones. Your hip bones reach out towards your knees and then your toes. And we're going to come down for 2 and peel up for 2. So it's lower, lower, squeeze, lift, lift. Now the foot that's on the floor, that inner thigh is going to be doing a ton of work trying to keep the body centered in the midline. So if the leg starts to float out to the side, just use those inner thigh muscles and get them back in the center. You have 2 more just like this. All right, very nice. Let's bring one foot down, extend your opposite leg and peel up for 2 and lower for 2. Just lift, lift. So the extended leg is reaching so long, you're scooping the belly up and in, drawing your waistline in. So not only are we working the core, we've got nice connection in the hamstrings, the inner thighs, and your glute muscles. 2 more here. All right, fabulous. Bring that leg down. Keep the knees together. Peel your hips, your heels up off the floor. Let your hips come up, just 1 fist distance. Little teeny squeezes to finish for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. So nice. Give it a hug again. Little rock and roll side to side. All right, and then roll yourself up. We're gonna come into a little bit of abdominal work. So, swing your legs around. Come into your hover position. So a nice way to check up your elbow alignment is holding onto your opposite elbow and making sure your elbows are just right out in front of you, underneath your shoulders. But this is a really good position to keep everything nice and safe. Now reach your crown forward, draw your shoulders down your back. Pull the ribs and pull the belly in. Make sure you're not up high like this or sagging like that. Try to keep your body in a nice long line. So the back of the knees, just imagine you could lift those to the ceiling just a tiny bit more. It's going to help to engage your quadriceps and your hamstrings and your calf muscles. Now, stay right here, and we're going to just bend the knees to the floor and do a tiny little lift. So it's a little lower, little lift, lower, and lift. Shoulders stay connected, abs stay up and in. And you'll notice that my upper body is not moving, so we're just letting that lower body do some work here. 2 more, and I'm going to take this into some obliques. All right, so keep your right forearm down, spin open, take your hand behind your head. Now you have options here. You can either stack the feet, bring one foot in front of the other, or if this is too much, bring the bottom knee down and just find your stabilization. Come on back to wherever you're going to go. Add a tiny little lift of the hips. So the bottom, oblique, and rib cage are really engaged. You're drawing your shoulder away from your ear, squeezing into the waist muscles. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then add a little twist and come on up. Add a twist and lift. Breathe. 2 more. So nice. All right, come back to your center. We'll flip it right over to the other side. So restack, do the same thing you do with your feet on the other side, add a tiny little lift. Good, so do your best to keep your hips stacked, waist pulled in, shoulder pulled away from the ears. 2 more. And then add a little twist. Elbow towards the bottom wrist. Twist it over. Use your exhale. 2 more. And 1 more. All right, come back to center and just lower your hips down towards the floor. You guys are doing so well. All right, you're gonna take your hands right underneath your shoulders, line them up so the fingertips and the top of the shoulders come together, and the top of your feet are gonna stay heavy on the mat. Bring your chin or your forehead center, and as you drag your heels of your hands back, just lift your heart. You come up as high as it feels comfortable for you. I don't want any compression in the lower back, and I don't want you to just let everything hang, so be really strong here. Take a little look over one shoulder, bring your chin toward your chest, look over the other side, come center, and they get longer as you come down. So we're just trying to lengthen the space between the vertebrae and give the front body a little stretch. 1 more like this. Peel it up, look over the left shoulder. Now keep your shoulders still, try not to let them rock and roll. Over the other side, come back to center, and then come all the way down. Now, take your hands and stack them, one palm over the other. And then I want you to pull your pubic bone, pull your navel off the mat, but really weight your pubic bone. So I don't have a big arch in my back. I want this low back to be long so it's uncompressed. Bring your head down on your hands, pull your shoulders away from your ears, and add a little lift and lower. Squeeze it up, pull it down. Try to keep the head and the hands connected, and only come up as high as you can. But I want you to really pay attention to what's happening in your low belly. Try not to let it press into the mat. 2 more like this. Good. Now, bring your hands down by your side. Palms face down. Roll your shoulders to your ears, and then lift your chest, neck, and your head off the mat. Your gaze is going to stay straight down at the mat in front of you, and your arms are going to pull back here. We're just going to take little teeny tricep presses up. So you can either keep your fingers long or make a fist with your hands, but really think about engaging the triceps. Keep pulling the belly up and in, and keep your neck nice and long. If this is too much, always have the option of just bringing your head down. You can still work the triceps. 4 more like this. 3, 2. Now Now hold it up here. Squeeze in and a little release. Squeeze in. Like your pinky fingers could touch one another. We're really engaging the triceps, finding length in the arms. Few more here. We'll take a little break. Awesome job, you guys. One more time. And then release down. Bring your hands back under your shoulders and just press it back into a child's pose. Take a little walk over to the right-hand side. And then easy walk over to the left. All right, so time to start working our legs a little bit. So come on into a position. We're going to set up for clamshell. Just grab a quick sip of water. All right, so options for setup. You can be all the way down on your forearm. You can be here, supporting your head with your hand. A little more challenging position is to be upright. But I want you to keep your side body lifted, your belly pulled in. Now your knees are going to stack right about at 90 degrees in front of your hip bones. This top hand can be used either for stability or to add a little resistance on your top leg. So we're just going to take that top leg lift and lower. Squeeze up and down. You're just coming about as high as your hip, maybe a teeny bit higher. The other option is if you have a weight at home, you can put a weight on this upper hip. The goal, though, is to stay stacked in your hips, relaxed in your shoulders, and really connected in your core muscles. So I want you to think about resisting using the outer thigh on the way up, and then find your inner thighs on the way down. Really squeeze that muscle all the way down. All right, a few more here. Let's do 4 more. And 3. And 2. Now we're going to keep the knee up here. And you'll notice that my knee, my ankle, and my shin are all in the same plane. Add a little teeny press up. It's about 1 inch. Make it small. We want to find that tiny, tiny little isometric movement. It's really powerful for shaping the outer hips and the outer thighs. 4 more here, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now just take your bottom toes, bring them up, meet the top toe, and you're going to open a little bit wider, but keep the hips from falling back, and add a little lower, and squeeze. Good, again, find that resistance on the way up and on the way down. You guys are rock stars, you're doing a great job. Again, I know how hard it is to be stuck in the house, especially with kids and all the chaos around. So just carve out a little bit of time for you guys. You need this, we all need it. 2 more here, and then we're going to stay up. So just find this little lift and just press it back. All right, I don't know about you, but my outer thighs are screaming. So just stay with this. 8 here, 7, 6, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring your bottom hand down. Let the bottom leg come down. Take your leg out. Flex your foot. Tiny little lifts from here. So again, make sure you're not rocking back on the bottom glute. Staying nice and lifted. You can even take your heel and lift it up towards the sky just a teeny bit. Ah, yeah, this works. 4 more here. 3, 2, hold it still. Little bend press to finish. Keep pulling the belly in. Keep lifting out of your lower body. Whew. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Ow. Come on up and just take your knee across your body. Do your best to just kind of ease the bottom hip down. Hug your knee in. Lift up tall. Take a little look over your opposite shoulder. All right, here we go. Got to do the other side. So swing around. Find that position that worked best for you with your head and your hands. All right, if you found you were really struggling to stay up here, come down. Let your head be supported with your hands. Restack the legs, restack the hips. Here, if you're using a little extra resistance, lift and lower. Good, so you can kind of keep checking in with your side body. Notice if you're rolling forward or back. The hand in front is a really nice way to kind of stay upright and use that as a guide. All right, and then notice if you're holding tension anywhere else. I just had my hand really grippy. Let it go, let the neck go, let the toes go, and just find all the tension in your core and the outside leg and the outside seat. All right, here we go. We're almost there. We're gonna make a change here in a second. Do 4 more, and 3, and 2. Now hold it up there. Tiny little pulses up. Make them really small. If you're adding a hand here, find that resistance. It's good to help work the bicep muscle as well. Let's go 8 here. 7. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Now hold this leg nice and still. Pull the bottom toes up. You can take your knee a little bit higher when we work into this more open clamshell position. Here we go. It's lower and lift. Down and resist. So guess what? If we do this like every day, you're going to be so ready for when the spring comes and the summer comes. I promise I'll try to give you more exercises to work with. Could be coming from my home instead of my studio. We'll see what happens here. Taking it day by day. 4 more. 3 more. 2. And 1. Hold that knee up, little presses back. Press small. Good, again, check in with the shoulder. It's really easy to start to get tired and you lose a little bit of lift on the side body. So pull the ribs and pull the belly, pull the waist in. Last 8 here. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Good, let that bottom leg release down. Take the top leg out. Heel comes up a little bit. Tiny little lifts. Again, just keep that stack of the hips. Keep drawing your sit bone towards the end of the mat. It's going to help to keep you square. Whew, you guys are doing great. All right, last 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, pull that knee in. Come on up to sit. Take your top leg and just bring it across to the outside of the bottom thigh and lift up really tall. Woo. All right, so my music stopped a little bit back there. I'm hoping we are on to our next song. It's Lizzo's Good as Hell. So if not, just reset your song so that we line up here. So we're coming into a clamshell position. I want you to have your hands directly underneath your shoulders, fingers nice and wide, and knees underneath your hips. Now, none of this going on, right? And none of this. Be nice and long through your spine. Pull your navel to your spine. Take your leg, 1 foot, and just press it back. Draw the toes under a little bit to retuck your tail, which is going to add a lift and a lower. Squeeze up and down. So keep your neck long and your gaze kind of at the top of your mat. Occasionally you can check back, make sure your hips are nice and square. And you might notice that if you press a little bit firmer into the hand on the leg side, on the working leg side, it's going to be a little easier to keep your balance and keep yourself from rocking towards the opposite hip bone. Now stay up there, little teeny lifts. So get as long as you can. Think about reaching through the balls of your toes. Now you have another option. You could come down here. So any issues in the wrists or your shoulders, come on down here. Just keep your gaze neutral. And then come back up when you're ready, or just stay right there. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. Now flex your foot. Curl it in and reach it out. Curl in and lengthen. Really strong. Press through the sole of the foot. 4 more. Notice how my knee stays right lined up with my hip. I'm not trying to drop it down. And you don't want it too high or you're going to lose that length in the lower spine. Now keep the bend and tiny little squeezes up. So think about hamstring, lower glute, and then core muscles. Again, always the core. When it comes to me, it's always the core. Think about drawing your sit bones together a little bit. Get your kegel on. 4 more here, and 3, and 2, and 1. You just, to finish, just little teeny curls in. Curl it in. Just kick your butt. Here you go. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Knee comes down, and just press back to a child pose. Walk over to the opposite side. Give your side body a little stretch. Then take it to the opposite way. All right, so we'll set up the same way on the other side. Hands right under the shoulders, hands are wide. Don't hesitate to come down on your forearms, all right? This is totally an option. Take your extended leg, other leg, extend it all the way out. Now bring your foot to the floor and tuck your tailbone under, scoop the low belly up a little bit more. And it's a lift and a lower and a lift. So if you're on your right leg now, you're gonna press a little bit firmer into your right hand. If you're on your left leg, just press a little firmer into your left hand. It'll help to keep you square. If you feel like you've got tons of pressure on this outside hip, means you're just rocking towards that opposite side. So by pressing into the working leg hand, it's going to keep you a little bit more centered. All right, a few more here. 3, 2. Now keep your leg nice and long. Tiny little movements. So it's about an inch. Don't do this stuff. I want to keep your body really still. The movement of the leg happens with the contraction in your glute. So stay really active. Keep your neck nice and long. Notice if your ribs are dropping down. See if you can pull them back into your body. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. Now flex your foot. Curl in, press out. Curl right into your seat and lengthen it out. We don't have to move fast, but we just move with a nice strong muscular engagement. All right, 2 more, and then we're going to keep the knee bent. You'll hold it here. You'll press and press to small movements. All right, we only have 1 more move after this one, you guys, and it's time to stretch it out. So just stay with me. 4 here, 3, 2, and hold it up. Curl it in. Just kick your butt. Kick your tush. Way to go. Last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Come on down with your knees. Press it back to a child's pose. And just walk your hands to the opposite side. Take some long, deep breaths. Open the side body, and then move back through center to the other side. All right, beautiful. Swing your legs around. Let's take a minute to unwind. You've done such a good job. Pull both knees into your chest. Close your eyes. Let your knees just rock from side to side. Maybe take a little circle on the ceiling with the knees. Loosen up your sacrum. Let's take that in the opposite way. All right, so just lengthen your left foot down to the end of your mat and flex your foot. And walk up the back of your right leg. Just hold the calf and the hamstring. Add a little point and flex. It should feel really nice at this point. Add a circle in either direction. Just loosen up the feet, loosen up the ankles. And then go ahead, bring your knee into a bent knee position again. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Come over into a little spinal twist. Bring your gaze out over your right hand. And just keep that right shoulder nice and soft. Don't jam it down, but just soften it towards the mat. Allow this stretch between the right shoulder and the right knee to kind of open things up on your side body. And then come on back to center. And you can either take your hand to the inside of your right leg or towards your right ankle. Left hand stays on your left hip and just open your leg up to the side like a book. And then notice if you've got any tension outside of your right hip. Just let that go. It tends to get a little grippy. It's hard to release it if it's holding on too tightly. All right, deep breath in. Bring your leg back up to center. And just draw your forehead up towards your knee. Give your hamstring one nice last little bit of love. And then come on down and extend your right leg. Draw the left knee in. Give it a little hug. And then go ahead, extend your leg, supporting the back of the calf, pointing and flexing. All right, such a nice job. Keep the leg long, the foot's pointed, and just add a circle. Take it in the opposite way. All right, bend your knee back again. Right hand comes to the outside of your left leg. Left arm can reach out and just take your spinal twist. And again, soften your left shoulder, but don't jam it down. I'm going to tuck the right hip under a little bit and think about length as you draw your left hip towards the bottom of the mat. Come on back to center. Hand are either on the inside of your knee or extend all the way out. Just hold on to this hip here to keep some ballast. Bring your knee back up to center, or leg back up to center, forehead towards the knee. And then release it back down. Bring both knees into your chest. Hang on to the back of your legs. Add a little rock and roll. Really nice for the spine. And then come on up to a lifted position, crossing your legs. Bring your hands on top of your thighs and lift your crown towards the ceiling. Take a couple deep breaths. Big inhales. Long exhales. Draw your arms out to the side and sweep up, inhale. Bring your palms together. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Congratulations, you did such a great job. I am so grateful that you were here with me today. We have to keep this community going, keep everyone safe, keep everyone healthy. We will come out of this all together, and it will be a whole new world on the backside, and hopefully a better world. Stay safe with you and your family. Namaste.